As I sit here, I'm reminded of this old little gray-haired lady. In our small Midwestern town, population hardly 80. I was a young boy then, age just past 10, when we all gathered and rose to our feet when her flag-draped casket came in. I remember the preacher's sentimental words and the reflective, somber tones, and the stories we all had about her life. Looking back, I still feel the chill as taps was played. At the graveside, the startling rapport of the gunshots, final salute. Then the most emotional of all, the folding of the flag. But what happened next was the most emotional of all when they gave that flag to my dad. You see, my grandmother, the little old gray-haired lady, was a soldier. My father's mother was a soldier. My great-grandfather's daughter a soldier. She was someone to everyone, but to me, a hero. Always brave and strong, heroic, battle-hardened, and full of love. That tiny gray-haired lady who fought for me.
How is everybody doing tonight on this Wednesday night? I'm used to saying Tuesday night.
Yeah. Happy New Year's, everybody. And I do apologize for the show rescheduling, but I had a hard night's running to do just to make it home for my family.
Well, hopefully everybody knows how it is driving one of them trucks. So if I say transportation issues, it's usually Sally having to do a run on her day off. So
What day off?
the day you're supposed to be off. How about that?
Well, I made it happen this time.
You made it happen. That's good. I'm going to put the link up for everybody if they want to join in tonight. We're going to have open mic night tonight. And if you have anything you want to wrap up from or put on here from that you've done this year, or next week we'll be doing what's going to happen in 2024, what the plans are, since we come on the day after New Year's. So
that's right. We're going to kick off the new year in a new way. We're not sure which way, but it's going to be new.
So anything you got to wrap up this year, Sally?
The absolute insanity that's going on in our government. Oh my gosh. I'm thinking all these little bratties, Senate and congressmen, and they're fit throwing. They need a big timeout and a buddy shirt.
They definitely need a timeout and a buddy shirt. So I don't know. Politics. I don't know if it's just this year or not, though. I think it's gotten worse this year with all the
they're
people
acting
going
like crazy. They're acting like a bunch of bratty little snot-nosed jerks.
Well, one thing I will say about politicians, I believe, and CEOs and stuff like that, is they seem to be always behind when it comes into what's popular or what's going on. So I think a lot of that stuff is now getting stomped on even by what they're doing. So it's kind of like the whole, what is it? The DEI, the
DOJ.
No, not the DOJ, the diversity, equity, and inclusion scores that they give companies that now they're realizing aren't exactly the best plans in mind. So, and I think the government a lot of the big companies that work for the government or contract for the government are also the head companies for that stupid rating. So,
Well, all it is who's your best brown nose score.
yep, and I agree with that. And
You know, it's unreal. You know, we've got so much going on. It's kind of hard to wrap up in 1 hour what is actually going on this year.
yeah,
We've gone from a war in Ukraine to a war in Israel, and now looks like Iran is jumping in the mix. We've got China that's, you know, trying to buy out large mass pieces of businesses and properties over here in the United States. They're trying to take over our country by financial. Not to mention, you know, we have borrowed so much money from China. All they have to do is call in their marker and they own us.
yeah. I mean, I don't know exactly how that would work. I know that sounds easy, I guess, but
whenever the United States goes to borrow money, they don't put up liquidable assets like gold or silver or land or stuff like that. They put us up. That's why Biden has to let all these illegals in, so he can have more equity to put up on loan, because when he signs a loan, it's for every man, woman, and child with arm and leg in the United States that he's putting up on a loan.
well, they already do that in China, so everything's owned by the governments. You know,
so they pretty much are selling us into slavery.
China's one of those that they need us just like we need them, though. So I, you know, can say that. And plus, if we really needed to, we should call in for all the technology they've stolen from us. So,
oh, that ain't no joke.
If we wanted to do anything with that, but you know, besides politics, I guess there's still been a lot going on in the U.S. in the past year. I had one video to play of something that I used to have a problem with, boycotting it, I guess you could say. But the Budweiser or the Bud Light downfall. So that was what I was going to play. But I mean, that's another thing that I was saying with these people going too far, and that's happening with a lot of it. Like, I mean, here in Florida, we hardly ever hear about racism anymore. And
oh no, it's not about racism. It's about sexual equality.
Yeah, and even that here hasn't been that big of a thing as much as it was. And it seems, I mean, well, I guess Florida kind of gets on the back burner of a lot of that controversy for a lot of it, because it seems like a lot of the people here you don't hear people from Florida protesting stuff going on in the schools. In fact, a lot of the people that are protesting don't even have kids in school.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
I mean, heck, half of them are just out of school themselves, or maybe in college.
Well, speaking of that, I believe we have Mr. Vincent in the green room, and he's one of our champions.
Right. I mean, but a lot of the people that would be protesting against him here in Florida don't even have kids, so they're not even old enough to have kids. So, well, they are old enough, because you can have kids pretty much at any age. But
oh yeah, pretty much, yeah.
This is one video that I wanted to show about that song, Try That in a Small Town.
All right, I'll roll that beautiful beam footage.
That was another 2023 thing that drove people absolutely crazy. This video is from Officer Tatum, and it doesn't have anything in the song about it, but kind of showed how people turned around on how they viewed the song. And this is, I love to watch
well, so many people jumped on the bandwagon because somebody said it was racist, and everybody jumped on that bandwagon.
And
glad it had a blowout.
Me to show that, because yeah, I mean, now it's trying to freeze up on me, and it's not even showing I have low internet signal right now. So,
well, maybe not. Maybe one of those nights. Looks like it's gonna be one of those nights.
The Don Coleon also said that his internet's messing up.
Right?
Oh, that's a bad boy to freeze.
Racists.
I don't think this
like
guy has a
Jason
good way to freeze. So
Aldean ain't gonna do. You can try, but you ain't gonna do nothing. This song is literally about Sundown Town. It is the purest form of racism. And trust me, Jason Aldean ain't the only one that's thinking like this.
That's the problem. That's the problem. That's the racist right there. Thinking that everything that you saw in that video was strictly towards black people. Some of y'all didn't even watch the video. There's white people committing those same acts of crime that black people do.
Wait till you see this.
I love watching Tatum. He's one of my favorites.
Oh, yeah. He keeps it real.
This video is brought to you by TatumStore.com. Tatum's
Okay.
Color here.
I'm sure that's not in that.
This channel, like this video, comment this video, share this video. That's
There we go.
the only people that got a problem. People that I see online don't have a problem with Jason Aldean's song. And it's the point. It's the point I be trying to make. White guilt is a real thing. They get real. The white savior complex is a real thing. White people are probably not generally outraged by it, but they want to be outraged on behalf of black people. Yeah, black people don't give a flying flip about this song, and the ones who listen to the song don't think it's racist. Don't listen to me. Listen to the people. Roll the clip.
He goes on in one of his tweets to say how the song's not
White people first. I got the white people first. The white man go first. Okay, so
Aww.
we're gonna hear them, and then we're gonna hear what black people really think about Jason Aldean.
about race. It's not a racist song at all. That doesn't mention race nowhere in it. No, it doesn't. But the video heavily leans on the ideas of the BLM protest, and definitely leans on the idea that if you start a protest in our town, we're going to you up. So it's a very racist video, in my opinion.
Racists like Jason Aldean ain't gonna do. You can try, but you ain't gonna do nothing. This song is literally about Sundown Town. It is the purest form of racism. And trust me, Jason Aldean ain't the only one that's thinking like this.
He chose to highlight footage from Black Lives Matter protests. Yeah, are you following me now?
Yet the person spitting in the face of the cop was a white lady. These people are so stupid. I'll let them finish.
Protests that didn't happen because a bunch of delusional people were upset that an orange orangutan lost an election. A bunch of sore losers, you know? Instead, he chose footage from people who are angry over injustice. Innocent people
Looting.
getting killed.
No. Looting and killing and hurting people and bludgeoning people is their concern. That's what it is, white lady? Okay.
The hands of police.
Jason Aldean is from Macon, Georgia, population 150,000, and Homestead, Florida, population 80,000, because it's basically a suburb of Miami. And he shot that music video to go along with this racist dog whistle song in Columbia, Tennessee, which has a population of 43,000. Conversely, I'm from a tiny little town that has never once had more than 2,000 people in it as long as it's existed. So, quite frankly, he can take his small town country cred and shove it straight up his chocolate whiz way. Jason Aldean ain't nothing but a big city boy in small town drag.
Y'all are so nice. Y'all are so nice.
All right. Now, you see the white man virtue signaling, calling Jason Aldean a racist. But then we looked at black people's response. Roll the clip.
I ain't got no problem with the song. Everybody want to talk about his racist, his this. He talking about lynching. I'm talking about Jason Aldean's video, the one they want to pull. I ain't got no problem with the motherfucker.
On the surface, they say that it's because it's dog whistling to racism. But you and I know that the liberals will stretch like Mr. Fantastic to attach anything to racism. And if you listen to the lyrics of the song, it doesn't allude to anything racist at all.
Got a gun that my granddad gave me. They say one day they're gonna round up and that shit might fly in the city.
Whenever you trigger liberals, it is a great day in America. They're mad even though their rap music's lyrics is all about taking each other's lives, giving each other drugs, smack that hoe, whoop that trick, come get this wop. Yeah, sure, there's crime in small towns. The difference is how it's handled and not tolerated. It's called being civilized.
And you try some crazy stuff in a small town, yeah, for lack of a better word, you probably gonna get dealt with. That goes for any skin color, because the South is protective over its own. So, man, can we please stop the fake outrage? It's a lot of things that we could be mad about. This ain't one of them.
So, guys, since everyone's been calling that new Jason Aldean song racist, I just decided to do some investigating of my own, and I listened to the song, and the entire song is actually about criminals. Are these people assuming he's talking about black people? And if they're assuming he's talking about black people when the entire song is about criminals, doesn't that make them the racist?
Jason Aldean is what I do believe his name is. Now, he made a song called Try That in a Small Town. People are outraged and say that this song is racist. No, it's not.
Try that in a small town. I see how far you make it down the road.
That's the problem. That's the problem. That's the racist right there. Thinking that everything that you saw in that video was strictly towards black people. Some of y'all didn't even watch the video. There's white people committing those same acts of crime that black people do. It's right there.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you.
And it's on TV. Those are news clip. That's footage. So was the news racist for putting out that same footage?
I've seen some of this guy's stuff, and he is definitely a pro-black person, I would say. Not like a racist type pro-black person, but a reality type pro-black person, you know. So it is kind of funny to see him doing a reaction.
He's right. He's right about everything. Every one of those white people were probably Democrats. I'm sorry. I am on the Democrat road tonight.
And like they were all saying,
they were playing with the agenda.
Yeah, exactly.
They drank the Kool-Aid, and we got to bash everybody.
Oh yeah,
sorry.
Yeah. Here we go though.
Is everybody just racist for like? Come on, man. Use your own brain and critically think about shit before y'all just get to say.
I guess it's not liking me do that, but here we go.
Hit that hard.
The Jason Aldean tried that in a small town, which this video has nothing to do with how they're trying to paint this video to be. People see a country singer, they hear words like "try it in a small town." They see people in front of the Capitol, and they automatically assume racism. I'm so tired of it, man. I bet those people ain't even really thoroughly listened to the lyrics. They just automatically got offended by the title.
Really trying to cancel this.
I like these
really
guys.
making me more high. That's all. You should.
They my boys right here, boy. They my boys right here. They my boys right here.
They've exploded.
You shouldn't have told me that. Now I'm getting more pissed.
I mean, it's been pretty viral right now. Everybody's talking about it.
I ain't been on the internet like that.
I like it. I told you I was bumping.
It's a good song, bro. He just said, he pretty much saying, don't do all that race stuff and it comes smart. What's on that?
See, y'all think y'all tough? Come try it over here, boy. Yeah. If you cancel this song, that's
something wrong with you.
I'm tired of that low crap, man. So
well, they trying to say he's being racist.
No. They're trying to say he's promoting violence, but low key,
he's talking against it.
He's kind of. Are they reversing you on him? Like,
now I done gave y'all 5 minutes of.
I'm going to tell you what. You know what? It don't matter where you're from. I got a friend who works over Frito-Lay in Topeka, Kansas. I delivered there this morning. And she said, "Girl, I thought I'd give up hope on you coming back to visit." I said, "Miss KK, I would never give up coming to see you." She is a most wonderful, graceful black lady, and I love her to death. Don't try to pull nothing over on her, because she's a security guard. She'll put your ass in the ground.
I can see you doing that too to people, though, Sally.
But you know what? I love visiting with Miss KK.
I need to go visit some more people too, so that's something I need to do. I'll talk about on the next show, whenever we're doing what to do in 2024.
But I mean, she's from Memphis, Tennessee. You know, we're from the South. We treat people the way we want to be treated. It don't
Right.
matter what your damn skin color is.
I
You
was
want to act
talking
like a
about-
little thug, I'll treat you like a thug. I don't give a damn what color you are.
I was talking about that last night on a podcast with somebody a group that I'd never been on before, but I started watching from another guy that does podcasts that once again, another, like if that group that was just on, if you want to talk about how they've changed, I'm not going to play the whole video. I'm just going to just show their old studio compared to what their new studio is. And there's something missing from it. And I'm just going to show the screenshot of it.
Okay.
Now, this was in the beginning of 2023.
Whoa, there it is. There it is. Yep, I see it in the background.
All of that's gone off of their background now.
Thank God.
They've become pure conservatives now.
Well, look, you got to wake up sometime and smell the damn coffee.
And they're all, they might be out of college now, but I know 3 of them have their master's degrees. And I'm pretty sure they live in Louisiana, but they've lived all over the Southeast. So, I mean, that's just a surprise to me at how many people are turning around on a lot of this stuff. And I mean,
they're finally waking up and seeing the damn deception from the Democrat Party.
Yeah,
They know
very
they're
much
being
so.
played.
Very much so. And that's something that's started happening a lot. Like, for example, these guys going around and asking college students about stuff and then turning around and asking people in the hood, as they put it, about stuff and be like, do you have a ID? And they're all like, or the college students are like, well, they're not educated enough to get an ID. They're not educated, or they don't have the money to get an ID. And then they go walking in the ghetto and they're like, yeah, how dumb. You're the racist if you think I'm too dumb to get an ID because I'm black. You know, you got to have an ID for everything.
That's stupid.
It is completely
That's
stupid.
racist thinking when they start just stereotyping people just on the basis of their skin color.
Exactly.
I know white folks who are dumber than a bucket of fucking rocks, sky high.
I know tons of white folks that I don't want voting whether they got an ID or not. So, I mean, I don't care I don't care if they're voting for anything because they hear all they do is read headlines. And that's what a lot of that's what a lot of people do, period, not just liberals. But now these people, especially these black Democrats, are saying that our worst enemy is a white liberal. And then if you want to get more specific, a white liberal woman, because they're the ones fighting for this stuff and they don't even know what the heck they're fighting. They don't even do any research about it other than what they tell them on CNN.
Yep.
You know,
Well, it's like Marjorie Taylor Greene calling Mayorkas a liar, losing her time in the Senate hearing, and then on Christmas Day she got swatted again for the 8th time. She's standing up for people's rights. She's calling a spade and a heart a heart. Let's get it right, folks. This poor woman has been through hell. If it had not been for her security detail, and she has one now because of all the swatting that's gone on, but 8 times in 2 years she's been swatted.
I mean,
she got swatted twice in 1 week.
That's happening in a lot of places now too. There was who was it that well, I'm trying to think of file go through.
They're trying to kill out anybody who's speaking out.
Well, it's now they don't even have to try to. There was that oh man, what was his name? He was a senator or congressman or something and got carjacked. And I think it was in California. He got California or New York, and he got carjacked like right out in front of his office or something like that. And of course, he's one of these saying, you know, we need to do something different with crime. We need to defund the police. There's been several that have been carjacked or something because of house burglarized, stuff like that are all for defunding the police. And that's something I've noticed that's changed this year for a lot of it too, is now these places that in 2022 or the summer of love to 2022 that were all for defunding the police, now they don't have no money for police. And once again, not like this has changed in 2023, but who the heck wants to go be a police officer in a place like that?
Who wants to be out there putting their ass on the line for somebody who don't even give two shits whether they're there or not until they get shot at or stabbed, and then they start hollering, call the cops, call 911. Really, people?
And then as if COVID wasn't bad enough from 2020 to 2021 or 2022, now there's so much crime there, these businesses are like, we can't take it anymore. There's another one that's happened in 2023 is Walmart pulling out of Chicago.
Closed 3 stores, all because of the thievery that's been going on.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
All the shops and stuff that's left San Francisco.
Yep.
Because of the homeless thieves, the drug problem. Oh, let's not forget, they had their own poop app. They have their own poop app. Human fecal matter is now on a poop app.
That's right.
What?
You really need an
Who
app
gives a shit? Oh, wait a minute. They're shitting in the streets because they don't have a home. They don't have a job. But Nancy Pelosi has her Haagen-Dazs, and her husband is entertaining gay liberals in his house. And I strongly suspect he paid the guy to hit him in the head with a hammer. Let's not forget, she gets subpoenaed on the Senate floor and makes him read it out loud that she's being served papers on the Senate floor. What the hell, people?
And that was another thing that we heard about once and never heard about again.
I know. What are they hiding?
Yeah.
The truth of the camera?
I mean.
Absolutely, Don Corleone. That means shit.
I'm not getting any comments, I guess.
Oh.
There they go. Okay. Yeah, Joe, I didn't get any of these comments. Hey, Ross, I didn't see you. I didn't show this comment. And
yeah, comments are running slow. You know, that's another thing. We got the media mafia that's shadow banning everybody this year. Even we've been attacked.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
We lost one Facebook group page, but you know what? I was prepared for it. We had a backup plan.
Yeah, our Facebook
now we're
page.
expanding out. We have Instagram. We're fixing to have X.
There's another thing that changed this year. But
yeah, another thing's changed this year. We went from Twitter for the bird brains to X for Generation X's.
Yep, that's another thing that changed. So, you know, we're seeing how that's working out, because there's another one that the left is having a heart attack about. Who was it that got banned? There was somebody got banned from X or from Instagram. Instagram that, oh man, I can't think of his name. Who is
That's right. Well, bless their little hearts. Oh, there's so much crap that's going on. Let's say we got Donald Trump being kicked off of the Colorado, going to the federal Supreme Court. Michigan, however, got their head out of their backside and says, no, he's staying on the ticket. We're not suppressing voters' rights. You know what? If I was a Democrat, I'd be fucking pissed. I really would, because all they're telling me is that, oh, if we don't like them, we can get them kicked off of the ballot. Well, what's to say that it's not going to happen to you? Well, let's see. Florida, North Carolina, and Tennessee have already decided in the DNC they're only going to have one person on the ballot for them to vote for, and that's Biden. I'd be pissed.
Well,
Then we have RFK on the Libertarian Party ticket. In 8 states, they're trying to suppress him from being on the ballot, period.
Yeah, and that's what a lot of these people are realizing right now. Even Gavin Newsom said he didn't support it.
Oh my God, I was never so proud of this guy, and I've never really liked Gavin Newsom. Number one, he's destroyed his economy. He's alienated truck drivers. He's increased the homeless population. Unless Xi Jinping's coming to town, then he cleans it up and relocates them 6 blocks over.
Yeah.
But he stands up and says, "No, we're not taking Trump off of the ticket."
Yeah, I mean, he
Oh my
knows
God, really?
that's actually using his brain in that sense. And a lot of these Democrats are using their brains because they're like, hey, if they can do that to us, or if we can do that to them, they can do it to us. So,
That's right. Well,
and-
just the fact that in 3 states already, the DNC's already said we're only going to have one person on the first ballot for you to vote for, and it's Joe Biden. Well, there's 5 or 6 other candidates that's running. And I strongly suspect if I really dug into it and did my homework, all the states that have already said we're only going to have one candidate on the ticket and it's going to be Joe Biden, there's a candidate from that state that's running for president and is a Democrat. Got my suspicions. I'm going to check into it.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's all messed up now. I mean, I think it has been for a while, but
Yep. I fully agree, Tom.
Yep, I believe that too. Sorry, I was going to put that up and got distracted looking at something. Oh, no,
I
my
know
internet's
you,
done.
Mr. IT. Well, it's one of those days. It's one of those days. Anything that can and will happen.
Yeah, anything can and will happen. So I had a horrible headache earlier today, and I don't know where it came from. So
Powers of be.
Yeah, something was trying to get me. So I mean, I guess some of that stuff. Here's something that whenever Trump visited Atlanta, and they had all these black people out there that they were thinking were going to be protesting him, but they were supporting him instead. And I saw a video from a few years ago during the 2019 election. Yep, I'm slacking, Ro. Ro's one of my friends from Discord. So
Awesome. Welcome, Ro. We're glad to have you. Tom, you as well.
He was watching Vincent's show last week. So, but yeah, they really tried hard to make that out like it was going to be a big protest. And I noticed one of the guys that was a big protester up there from a few years ago was not protesting. He had Blacks for Trump shirts on. Well, now that turned to ends with an A for Trump shirts.
Ends with an A. Let's see.
Yeah. So now he's coming out, and then he had a whole bunch more support when he come up there for his mugshot. And then I found it hilarious that people were saying he needs to use that for his campaign. That mugshot. So there's another one. Trump actually had to take a mugshot.
Oh, there you go, Tom.
Yeah.
I've been doing the Missouri Liberty Report podcast on 1-5, talking about doing that very thing here in the state of Missouri.
Are you on YouTube too, Tom? Because there might be some people from Missouri in here if you're on YouTube as well.
Well, I might still be in the neighborhood at that point in time, Tom, so give me a shout out.
Yeah.
I'll be glad to help you out.
Thought my wife was
Well, there's Vincent.
Hey,
I interviewed Tom a couple weeks back.
Oh,
He's from the
okay.
radio station down in Springfield.
Awesome.
So I'll pop back out.
Oh, you can stay if you want to.
Let's see. Yeah, you got another Facebook or YouTube fan on there that knows you.
Hey. Awesome.
Now, you can pop in if you want to, Vince.
All right, I will. I just wasn't expecting to.
Just don't get too.
Oh, well, that's fine. I mean, we
Don't-
come as
don't
we
get
are
too
here. We're real people.
Yeah, so there's the Missouri Liberty Report podcast on YouTube. So,
We'll have to check them out. But I'm going to tell you what, Friday morning.
You can get them on 104.1 FM, and I believe it's the oh gosh, darn it was just on the tip of my tongue. It's the Lock and Smith show with Nick Reed and himself. So
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
you'll learn a
Vincent
lot
is doing Vincent's voice. And I'm going to tell you what, I am so proud of the numbers you've been dragging in over there on Vincent's voice at the DNC. Glad to be part of the network.
Very much so.
Yeah, we've got good people. I think we've got good programs. So
Well, we have a lot of great followers, you know,
Yeah,
and we have been so blessed this year. We've worked hard on all of our shows. We got Don Calleon, which is Dave. There he is. He's the Godfather. He does our wonderful intros and outros. He also has his own show on Friday night, which is
Cyber Warfare. I'm doing it once a month right now. With everything, it's hectic, but I'm starting to get more material to where I think we're gonna go every 2 weeks and go from there.
awesome.
Well, I would say break a leg, but you already done that. So,
Yeah, he's already done that this December.
2 weeks and I'm out of a cast.
well, that's good.
There you go.
I
You're
tell
good.
you, I went to the doctor today, and I'm an Iowa farm boy, and I'm gonna tell you exactly what my doctor said. My doctor is literally like 15 years older than me, and I walk in there and I'm walking on my cast. I'm not supposed to have any weight on it, right? The bottom is so soft, it's showing the fur that they wrap it in, and he just shakes his head, takes me to the room. He walks in and he's like, "You stubborn old fool. You don't listen. None of you boys listen." I'm like, "Us boys? What are you talking about?" He's like, "You damn Iowa farm boys just don't listen. We got stuff to do."
That's okay. Us Mississippi women don't listen either. We do exactly what we want.
Well, we get a whole new title for us because we got Florida man up here. So
Yep.
down here,
Dave, don't you have another show you do on Paramystic?
I do the Paramystic Church. I do that with Odd. He's over in the Netherlands. And then we have Anita that's taking a break right now. She does intuitive art. And Sally is from Belgium, and she does...
The other Sally, not me.
Yep, the other Sally.
Yeah.
She's
There's
from
two
Belgium.
of me.
And she does readings, card readings, and this gal did not know me from Adam, and she asked me if she could do a reading on live air, and she's 3,500 miles from me, and she nailed it on the head. I mean, like, she got me.
I may have to check her out. Get her to do a reading for me. Just for shits and giggles.
what does that mean? Oh Lord, I know what it
Oh, Lord.
means.
That's a southern thing, so. Oh,
I know what
Lord.
it means. I'm saying what was he responding to? Was he responding to Dave or?
That, or he was responding to my comment about my name is Don. I'm a Democrat. I need to accept responsibility. I'm not a Democrat, by God's me. Seriously, that's what it is.
Hey, it works.
Oh, two Sallys.
Two Sallys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
two
we're in
Sallys.
trouble. We're in
Yep.
trouble.
Me and
There's
I-
two Sallys.
I end up with two of a lot of people, except for Vince, maybe. There's at
He's
least
an
two
original.
Kimberlys. I know at least two Chris's. Now I know two Susies even. So
I know more than two Kimberlys.
I said at least two Kimberlys. So
Yeah. Kimberly C, Kimberly M, Kimberly G. There you go.
So
XYZ, PDQ.
have any of you heard about Celine Dion? What's the singer?
Oh, Celine Dion.
Did you hear about her medical condition?
Mm-hmm.
I know she's in pretty bad shape.
Yeah, she has a condition that she's basically freezing up. Her body is freezing. No muscle control. It's very, very, very sad. And it's going to most naturally affect her vocal cords as well. So her career will be actually completely done and over with now. And it's sad because you've got great talent like that, and she seems to be a very wonderful woman. And then you've got other talent out there that just, I don't know how they're doing it, but they're going along themselves, and they're not the ones to follow. I think it was Mariah Carey who went into the White House, and she was just so starstruck being there at the White House. Why? Why would she be so happy to be in that White House? I mean,
well,
she's got a lot of pull.
If you're following what the PR tells you, then most of Hollywood and stuff like that is left leaning anyway. So yeah, they probably are happy to be at the White House.
They're leaning so far left they've fallen over.
Yeah, they're not getting affected by a lot of the stuff going on. I mean,
no.
And then now a bunch of them are falling over, and that's why there's such a mass. That's why now there is a mass exodus of Hollywood.
Oh yeah, they're going to everywhere. Everywhere.
Mark Wahlberg, I think, moved. I think it was last year, but Joe Rogan moved. Elon, I don't know where the heck he's living at. I think he's living in a travel
He's in
trailer.
Texas.
Yeah, I know he was even.
He's outside of San Antonio.
Jeff Bezos wants to move to Florida and be friends with Elon Musk now.
Well, he's going to have to backtrack over to Texas to be friends with Elon.
Oh,
Elon doesn't really live anywhere.
That's what I'm saying. I think he's living in a travel trailer somewhere. So,
well,
Probably
he's
on the moon.
manufacturing these smart trailers.
Are those fire retardant?
Hey, look,
Are
if
the
you haven't
travel
checked out look, if you have not checked out his smart trailers or his smart tiny homes, they are freaking awesome.
yeah. Let's see this.
It's amazing how much room you found in.
I need to download the Jeopardy
Let's
theme
see. Here's a
song.
video of one of his, but it's like 5 minutes long. So,
You know, that's a good question. Did Celine take the corona juicing?
Yep.
Did she get the vaccine?
I was wondering the same thing.
I don't know. I don't
I'll
know.
get
idea.
back to you in a second. I'll look
If
it up.
she said, I would imagine she would, because so many of the places were requiring you to take that before you could even play it there. Before you could even go out and open.
It's entirely possible that
Let's
you know
see.
a lot of Hollywood celebs did.
Yes, she did, and she's
Let's
gotten
see,
all
here's
her
a-
boosters, but stiff person disease, the World Health Organization is saying, quote unquote, is unrelated.
Yep, we've heard that before.
Yeah, okay.
That he described as a special place hit the market in June. The price, $37.5 million. Not long ago, packed his bags and moved to Texas, which, by the way, has no personal income tax, whereas the Golden State imposes the highest level of income tax on its residents. There are plenty of fancy homes in South Texas, a half-hour's drive from Boca Chica, where SpaceX built its rocket facility for
That's
Starship.
right.
But the second richest person in the world says instead he's chosen to rent a small home from his company, located by the production site, worth a mere $50,000. He reportedly lives in a foldable house in a box, like
There
this,
you go.
according to Teslarati. The windows and
That
walls
is so
unfold
freaking
into
awesome.
a 400 square foot space, complete with a
Look at the-
kitchen,
look at that
bathroom,
thing.
Look at that.
bedroom, and living room. They're built by a startup called Boxable, which had no comment about Musk's living situation when I reached out to them. But the company has certainly been dropping hints about a new customer.
Isn't
In a
that just
promotional
so
video
damn
from late
neat?
2020, Boxable showed off one of its units with a photo of SpaceX's Falcon
I
9
want one.
and had this to say: special delivery.
We just installed in Boca Chica, Texas for a top secret customer.
The portable homes have a starting price of $49,500 and are light enough to be towed by a Model X, which costs twice as much. By living on site, Musk has 24/7 access
That's
to all
a
of
sales
SpaceX's
point.
developments as it powers full steam ahead in the hopes of sending humans to Mars.
That's the main part I wanted to show was the little box house on there. But
Yeah, isn't
Well,
that
and
cool?
if you really think about it, though, I could actually see him living in it for the simple fact he's got Asperger's, he's autistic. They like that close knit surrounding, so I could see how that would work. And honestly, he should honestly
For
look at a
one
market
person?
of independent living for some of these that have that same disease or a combination of both of what he has.
Well, you know what? It's not even that. For senior citizens, that would
Yeah.
be perfect
that would
to
be
start up
that is-
their own senior citizen center or town or community just for the Boxables. Because you know what? You don't need that much if you're a senior citizen who lives alone.
Well, not even. I mean, that would be great. I mean, like he's talking about Boca Vista is where he's set up at, right? Or Boca Chica. I'm sorry,
Boca
Vista is
Chica.
on- yeah, Boca Vista is Seinfeld. So if you can kind of see this, this is like the launch facility. Come on, that's the launch facility right there. If you zoom out, there is nothing there.
Yeah.
Nothing there until Matamoros,
And-
which is Brownsville. Or
I'm going to tell you,
and these are all little bitty resort towns that. So for all those workers that he's employing there, and SpaceX employs a lot of people, they'll be living in box houses too, like that.
Yeah, not even
Oh,
that.
yeah.
You
You
also
know?
got to
So
think
you don't
of the
have
fact
to go and build a
it's,
whole.
it's
Well,
affordable
those-
for disabled vets.
yeah, it's affordable
I'm
for
thinking of everything
everybody,
like
but
that.
that's something that the Biden administration wouldn't fucking push. Matter of
No,
fact,
I mean,
that's why
sure.
they pretty much shun him, is because he's coming up with affordable living for everybody.
They should,
Yeah,
but the thing
I
might
mean-
have a self-contained. Doesn't it probably have a self-contained septic system of some sort? I mean,
I'm sure it does.
you-
I'm sure it's
yeah.
like an RV system. You know, you go
Yeah,
through there
I-
like they
I
do
would
in
Hey,
the
imagine.
RV
Crystal. Hey,
parks.
Ruth.
yeah.
The Biden
I'll bet-
administration doesn't push much because they're afraid that he'll trip over something.
Well, they don't want to push anybody that's smarter than they are.
Yeah.
But
And
you know
plus-
what? Xi Jinping was pretty good to just thump Biden out of the way and say, I'm going to go have lunch
with
Elon.
Musk. Yeah.
Yeah, but you've got to look at what Elon did when he first took over Twitter, when he exposed the FBI, when he exposed the DNC, when he exposed definitely the 51 previous national security agents that signed off on the Russian collusion. I
Yep.
mean, the guy exposed so much of the Democratic Party and what they've done that was illegal. They don't want to help him or endorse him in any way, shape, form, or fashion. I
Well,
don't
they've
care.
also got
like
a-
that for space stuff.
They've also got a really sore taste in their mouth from Elon because he went from being Democrat in California to being conservative when he left or as he was leaving California. He quit building all them mega plants there. he started moving all that stuff outside of
California.
California.
They took it to Texas.
Yeah,
and the way his mind works, like he went through everything and it was just cataloged in his brain. He even
Mm-hmm.
said in an interview, "I don't take notes. It's all here."
That's
Like,
right.
He's
I can believe
freaking
that.
awesome.
Yeah.
He's for a South African, I'm going to tell you, I'm impressed. I really am.
I just love hearing that phrase.
I really am, because I have met a lot of people from over there, and they ain't that bright.
Crystal here
Well,
says, good
I
for
mean-
him. So glad he has sense. But, Crystal, he's actually medically speaking, he's supposed to be challenged, but he's not. He's challenged, but in a genius.
No.
He
is
doesn't
kind of
think
challenged. He doesn't think the same way we do.
Correct.
We all live in this. All right,
triangle?
there's a box. We live in a box.
Okay.
Elon is outside that box. He's so far outside that damn box, it's unreal.
Yeah, like every normal, quote unquote, normal human being only uses a certain percentage of their brain. Well, when you factor in like people like Elon Musk, he is using less of what normal people use, but is tapped into the other aspects of the brain around it. So essentially, he's still using yes, he is. He's autistic and he has Asperger's.
He's a type of autistic. It's not like the regular autistic.
He's a high functioning autistic,
Yeah,
just
he's
like
got
my
Asperger's,
grandson.
he's got Asperger's, which would kind of be what you would compare to probably Sheldon on Third Rock or The Big Bang Theory.
Yep,
Yeah.
Big Bang
So
Theory.
that's kind of what he thinks like is that. So it's a lot of stuff, but he's like a lot older. So even in that guy
He's
on
very analytic.
There's
Yes.
a book.
Nikola, yes, just like, yep.
And that's
And-
where the Tesla gets its name from, is because he thought a lot like Nikola Tesla.
Well, he studied Tesla's work and enhanced it.
There's
and
a
integrated it.
If you ever get a chance to look up on and Google brainwave activities and mapping of somebody with autism and Asperger's at the same time, and you actually watch how it functions compared to a side-by-side model of a quote-unquote normal individual, you will see the parts of the brain that they use that we don't. And it's astronomical. Like, what's untapped? We don't know.
And
So I
There's
just
a
wanted to
book.
show something that made me very happy about Elon Musk this year. And this was directed at Disney with X. I'm sure a lot of you saw this. Hopefully we don't get banned unless they bleep it out.
You hope don't advertise. You don't want them to advertise? No. What do you mean? If somebody's going to try to blackmail me with advertising, blackmail me with money, go f yourself. But go f yourself.
there you go,
Is that
Elon.
I hope it is. Hey, Bob.
Yeah, did you
If
hear
you're in the
that?
audience. Well, let me. If you're in the audience. Hey, Bob. If you're in the audience. Well, let me ask you then. That's how I feel.
You know what Bobby was talking about?
Battery operated boyfriend?
No, I forget his last name, but it's the CEO of Disney.
Oh, that Bob. Okay, well, it's the same thing.
So he's telling old Bob from Disney to go F yourself because that's one of the main people threatening to take his advertising from X is if he doesn't stop doing all this.
Yeah, but Disney's taking a royal ass handing this year too.
They
because
are.
all they are paying major for all their integration.
Yes, very much so. How much was it that they?
Well, I wanted to say earlier about a book. It's called All Cats Have Asperger's. And the best way to describe the Asperger's from the content of that book is like this. when you see a cat and you are meeting a cat for the first time, it does like the figure 8 between your legs. Well, that's where the cat is leaving its scent on you and getting a feel for you. And then when you go down to pet the cat, it may cower down, but eventually it will let you pet its back, and you go up the tail, and then it arches its back. The tail goes upright, and then it will flop over. And then all of a sudden you'll start stroking the side of the cat. But the moment you get to the belly, because cats don't trust you,
they're going to attack.
Take off. That's Asperger's, because a friend of mine introduced me to that book. It's quite an interesting book, though, what I had read in it, of course. And I read certain parts of it because that's all I was just went through it very quickly. But what was really cool was he was telling me about his son at a dinner table, picked up after they had just served all the food on the plates, in the middle of the meal, he picked up the biggest spoon of potatoes, mashed potatoes, flung it up onto the wall, put the spoon back down, and then went back to eating as if nothing ever happened.
Yep.
Another friend of mine who had a nephew, he said to his nephew, "No, we're done shopping. We're not getting any more cereal." And his nephew was bigger than him, like 6'2", 6'3". He was only about 5'10", 5'11", and an older man, about 55. And the nephew put another box there. He took the box out of the shopping cart, and the nephew hit him so hard and knocked him on his ass. And then picked up the same box of cereal, put it back in the cart. And the old man's like, "You know what? You can have the cereal. We'll get you the cereal."
That's who my wife's working with adults with autism right now. So she's working at a school with, well, it has children at it too, but she's not working with the children right now. So she's working with the adults, and they were trying to get one guy to listen, and he bit her the other day. So,
and Crystal Marie's absolutely right. We do have the ability to use more of our brains than we do. You just have to figure out how to tap into that energy.
Right. And part of it's probably good.
I could go so many places with tapping her brain.
Yeah.
I'll leave it at that. Yeah.
I'm going to get kicked off, Vince.
Not that brain, buddy.
But sometimes that's one of those things you got to wonder if maybe it's limited for our own good right now, because when people start using too much of their brain, Elon Musk, I don't think he's doing it out of greed. I don't think he really even understands. He makes so much money and he just always comes up with new ideas. Like Tesla was a great car or a great idea to begin with, but like the Greenpeace people are doing now and wanting you to quit using oil. I mean, that stuff is crazy in Europe and Australia compared to here. We've got different protests going on here.
Yeah, and because Elon is not part of the good old boy establishment anymore, he's being blackballed by our wonderful crazy 8 in the state.
I mean, yeah, it's crazy.
So,
I think he's the one that started the whole electric car thing.
Yeah, he was. But Ford and General Motors is getting the big good old boy pat on the back because, oh hell, they're part of the global elites.
Not anymore.
They're part of the damn problem.
They might be getting all that, but Ford and GM both have announced their extreme cutbacks, like cutting their EV production in half, probably because they know a new president's coming in soon.
And the fact that the sales are so far down.
Well, yeah, just like that video we were just watching. It cost the car that was pulling the box house cost twice as much as a damn house does.
And it was weighed 48, but they want $90,000 for a car. Nobody can afford it.
Well, it's a battery. It's what.
Well, it ain't just the electric trucks. They want that much for any car now.
Any car, gas or electric.
So if you drive the prices up enough to buy a gas car and can somehow make it lower for electric cars, and a lot of places that are liberal states or blue states do have charging stations everywhere. A lot of the people wanting electric cars. It's the big blue areas that hold most of the population. So Yeah.
Crystal is absolutely true and correct.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's definitely 100% true. 100% true. So,
And the bad thing is, you know, the electric cars are not as friendly in the winter as they are in the summer. They do not
300 to
have
400 miles.
well, it's not just that. It's just when they get to the charging station at a certain temperature, they won't charge.
Yeah, they won't charge. You'll set, or if they get too hot, they won't either.
Yeah.
So then you have to have, I mean, that's like having to go and do something special with your gas
There's
tank.
my Kimberly G. Hey,
Kimberly.
honey.
I try to tag you whenever the shows start a lot, Kim, but you have a different.
And the
names
bad
on
thing is, there have been so many electrical car fires where the cars just going down the road and the batteries explode.
I mean, that is a big problem. Obviously, and part of the problem with that is they can't put them out.
Yeah,
So
they can't put them out because of the chemicals, ion lithium that's in the battery is so toxic to the environment that it just has to burn.
yeah, well, I mean, on top of that,
Yep.
the best way to starve, especially a lithium fire, the only way you can really put it out is with starvation of oxygen, which is kind of what the point is. But a lot of it's like one of those things where putting water on it's like putting water on a grease fire.
Yeah,
You
it
know,
just increases it.
right. So, and then I saw something the other day, and it was something like a hybrid, and they wanted $35,000 to replace the batteries in their hybrid.
It's cheaper to go get a new car.
Yeah.
And no, Kimberly, I did not see that on the semi that was swatted in Texas, which doesn't really surprise me because so many people and places are getting swatted anymore.
I mean, another one that I seen that was really crazy, and this was for me looking up, my brakes were making some noise. Sounded like it was a rock stuck between the back plate of the brake and the
rotor.
The rotor. Yeah. Luckily, that's all it was. But I was looking up online at night before I fixed it, and somebody said, and they had a video of their car making the same noise. So they went, and it was a hybrid, and they went and finally took it to the shop. It turns out it's the I guess a dynamic braking or whatever it is, whenever the car uses the transmit or the engine slowing down to charge the batteries. And it was a part inside the transmission.
Hey, Shelly.
$9,600 to replace it. Or
wow.
to fix it, not to rebuild the transmission, to fix the dynamic braking part inside the transmission. So you wouldn't even get a new transmission. That was just to pull it out and fix it. Now I liked it a lot better in the old days with my rear wheel drive cars where I could just put it on jack stands and pull the transmission out. I don't even like to change front wheel drive anything. So
yeah, it's too compact. But yeah, there's been so much crazy mess that has gone on in our country this year. And it don't show any change, any hope of slowing down or changing for the better.
Sorry, I was trying to catch up on some
Absolutely, Crystal. The expenses have gotten out of control for everything.
And then also, if you raise gas prices high enough, maybe people would start going to the gas station, or maybe people would take on. I mean, look how high gas is in freaking California. I mean,
yeah,
maybe we can make it to where gas prices are high enough to where you'd rather drive electric anyway, and people are still talking about how bad the electric stuff is.
People are buying damn bicycles just because, oh hell, they don't have to fuel it up. The maintenance is relatively cheap. Wow, 4-hour standoff. Well, I've checked that one out.
Let me see. I was trying to get it up here, but let's see. Oh, here we go. It's hard to copy from StreamYard onto Facebook sometimes. So,
Yeah.
oh, that's not what I meant to do. Why are you doing that to me?
Such a
computer?
sad day when hookers are cheaper than food. You know, that's a sad, sad, sad comment to make. But I'm going to tell you what, it's true. And you know, the bad part is our government is in this human trafficking bullshit up to their damn eyeballs. It's sad. Sad,
might not be
sad,
that-
sad.
With all these sex workers they're bringing in now, I don't know how much longer it'll be like that. So,
Well, the bad part is, you know, the females and some of the males that are coming across the border who are not swearing allegiance to the Democrat Party are getting forced into this sex trafficking by the drug
Well,
cartels.
I was gonna look at that video, Kimberly, but it's nearly 3 hours long. So,
Well, they said it was a 4-hour standoff. Kimberly, I am not going to say that on air. We will get taken down at that point. I'm trying to be good at the end of the year. I know it's hard for me to do, but I'm trying.
yeah,
Just go
you
to
know
the
how
SWAT
that is,
team.
Crystal. I think we're gonna start doing shorts too instead of just the lives.
Yep.
Here, we'll ask Sally about that, Ro. Said lot lizards
I
have to
don't.
run.
They have to do a whole hell of a lot damn running because, you know, these drivers are pretty damn tight on their damn purse strings because, you know, it price of living's gone up, and you think it's bad at your grocery stores when we live out of a truck stop. Everything's fast food. That $15 meal probably could have paid for somebody a sexual favor. I'll put it that way, and I'll leave it there.
Well,
But, you know, they just ain't got the money for it.
I don't know what Dion's been doing, but he said he made a lot of money on 2-for-1 sales. So I don't know what he was doing. Maybe that's how he made money while driving trucks and stuff. So yeah,
Don't know.
actually, I think I can show part of that on there.
I had to. I'm sorry. I had to.
You little shit.
I didn't see what he did, so.
You little shit.
You read it.
I know.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant something else. So let's see what this shows. If I can show the end of this. Oh, channel view, nice.
I was just kind of curious if they're going to open that truck too, but
I don't know what
the Rook. This thing is no joke. One infrared camera and 4 low light video cameras.
On each side of the ram, giving its operator a 360-degree view of the breaching
That
area.
thing is dope, man.
Yeah.
So the truck is there. I guess they're what? I don't know what they're. Oh, maybe they're cooling that thing. Maybe it's a fire hazard. The tire that's been spinning all this time. They haven't opened up the back, but maybe it's like the new earlier. Maybe they did check the back. All right. So I think they stopped here.
I'm trying to find the right spot.
I don't even know.
Oh,
Who knows? They said he seemed maybe impaired.
But he says that it appears that there is perhaps some impairment on the part of this driver. But again, they had all the concerns.
Well, they lost the vehicle,
being
the chase.
erratic driving when the chase began, and with such a large and powerful vehicle, that is what sort of set off all of these events. That
well.
K9, un perro dentro de la troca, también físicamente lo tuvimos que sacar, no sé si las heridas fueron del mismo.
Yeah, that guy
que
was
se
stubborn as
golpeó,
hell,
se
man.
pegó.
They literally had to yank his ass out. They tore the truck up, ripped it to pieces, tore the door off, popped a hole into the window, smoked it out, sent the canine.
an hour. When we found it, inching down the roadway here on the eastbound lanes of I-10, wheel does not have a tire on it. It's dug into the pavement.
Oh, they're pulling up
And
on
the engine is still idling
on the other
here
side.
and spinning the wheel
They turned it
inside
off.
the tire. And so what you see smoking there is
non-lethal force here, but he has fired his weapon at least twice into the front portion of the windshield of this 18-wheeler. Still, no movement from the driver. That is when we started to see this piece of machinery here at the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. They're using that apparatus to then first, what they did, if you see this American flag on the decal, they put a hole right there. That was the main point of entry first, and they tossed in some gas, a gas of some sort. Still, again,
Happy
no
holidays.
movement from the driver. That is when this larger apparatus was brought in, and it has now ripped out the passenger side of this 18-wheeler at this very moment. But
Number
again,
one, they
still,
didn't put the damn hole there. That's where the fucking window was, you idiots.
a lot of
That's what I was
capabilities. They can
thinking.
pretty much rip out the entire portion of this truck.
We're about to have
So, but
10K
again,
between
the
Facebook
SWAT
and
team
YouTube.
members are still
It's
trying
awesome.
to figure out. I do want to make note here. What we can't tell you from this vantage point in the chopper is what's being said. We do know.
Well,
members of
let's
the SWAT
see. He
team
ain't got a
obviously are
steer
there, but there
tires.
are
He ain't got drive
negotiators
tires.
there as well. So what we can't
Looks like
He's
provide
on
you
the
is an
frame.
understanding of that means of communication, if in fact there is communication happening directly between law enforcement and the driver of this semi. This is now, was it 3:49 in the afternoon? So we are approaching
3
a
hours.
3-hour mark.
Wow. Oh, the
this
rook.
standoff.
Here it goes.
A lot of things happening.
Get ready
And
again.
the tactical machines
10K.
going in again to try and create
Ooh.
a little more of a viewpoint
Bro.
That thing's just sawing through it.
for them to
they're
get an
tearing it up.
assessment of
They're
what's
tearing
happening
that thing
inside. And if you've ever been in one of these cabs, you know, you've got your sort of your driver and passenger
Bro.
section that you can see there in the front, and
Tearing
then
it
they often
up.
have kind of like a sleeper
Got
cabin or
10,000
another part
between
of the
Facebook
cab
and YouTube.
where people
Amazing.
can also be. And so that's, you know, sort of been the
What
question.
the
from
Sam
the
hell
get-go
did he do?
Is all we know is
This is
there, you know, the
insane.
driver they've described as a male, either white or Hispanic. That's the only descriptor we've got.
What I want to know
And
is
they don't
why that
know whether there's a possibility
aerodynamic.
of anyone else.
He don't have
member
a
of the
passenger
entire
side
cab or
door. They've
perhaps in
already
the truck
ripped
or
that
anything like
bastard
that.
off.
We just don't know. And so they're being extremely careful, you know, trying to get a better view.
Extremely
That's been
careful,
the
my
challenge,
ass.
out here since the spike strips were laid
Bro.
out and they were able to stop this, is they just haven't been able to see
He
very
was
well
slow rolling
what's
in the
going on
highway.
inside this cab when the puffs of green smoke came out
Could
of the
you
cab
imagine if Red
earlier.
Sylvine was watching this
You know,
right now?
that helped to turn
Did
that
somebody
what was
steal the
passenger
truck?
side window
Is that
Wow.
why?
green, and part of the
Holy.
window was broken, and so you couldn't see into it once that happened. And from our vantage point, and while Sky
The
Fox is
driver's
giving us
up
an
front at this
excellent
point.
view right over the scene, it's still with, you know, shadowing and darkness in the cab. It's been very hard to see, you know, inside to see exactly what's going on. Again, we just haven't seen any movement.
Well, you know what though? We're gonna see everything
Damn,
here in
bro.
a second
Oh, sorry.
because this piece of machine is gonna
Wow.
rip this
It is,
entire
yeah.
portion
Damn,
out.
bro.
As I'm trying to
Becky,
look
thank
closely here,
you.
it looks like there was even a TV inside of the back of
Damn,
this cab.
bro.
You see
They're
another
tearing
aggressive
this thing
move
up.
here by the member
There
of law
goes his
enforcement
TV.
controlling this apparatus the SWAT team frequently uses whenever they're trying to make entry into any given point, whether it be a semi in this situation or even a house. We've seen them use this as well. So that's what's happening on the side, but also don't please pay attention of what's happening here at the top of the SWAT, at the top of the armored vehicle right here. So we're paying attention
Well,
to
if
that as
he's
well.
still
He's
mashing
already
the
out of it,
gas.
right?
And if I'm correct, Anthony, this
No, he
apparatus
Kimberly
that
says
is
he's
breaking
still
into the truck now,
spinning the
they're
damn
operating that
wheels. If he's
remotely.
Yes,
still
it is.
mashing
Wow.
the gas,
Oh, okay.
She-
what the
I
fuck?
believe
Comforter?
someone might be
And
in
he
that.
ain't going
My God, what if they
nowhere.
get
Okay,
crushed?
so perhaps it's an armored.
I believe it's armored for sure.
Okay.
And if you're familiar with these cabs, a lot of times in the back portion here you have beds. So this is what we see being ripped out here. A bed. I saw a television earlier as
where
well.
else the
So this
fuck are we
driver,
going to
this guy
sleep?
doesn't have far to go.
What are they gonna do? Push his ass out the damn driver's side or what?
So we're going to see
No
this thing come
shit.
to an
Why
end
don't they
here
just go up
relatively
there and
soon.
taser him if he's refusing to
In
get
terms
out?
of the semi
They
itself,
did
it
say
is
that he fired
designed
on police at
transportation.
one
If you
point.
realize, if that may not ring a bell,
They have an
we
armored
made some phone
vehicle.
calls because we wanted to
Yeah.
know like who is the
They
driver
have
of this
What did
cab,
the truck
where
do?
did this
pretty
truck
much
come
2
from?
armored
It's out of Dallas,
vehicles.
Texas. We placed the call to the company. The company saying no comment, but we
No comment,
obviously
people.
don't know if this
Damn,
person
yo,
may
did
have
he
been
just like
contracted through
finish
yeah.
that
the
thing too?
company or if they
Yeah,
were
see, the
employed
rear wheel
full-time.
is
Like that thing in the ground, it's like you just smashed it too. It's
see
like,
the rear wheel is spinning on there, and that's what. Whenever we put it
So
on
this is
earlier,
what we
that's what the
continue to
fire
witness
department
here
was
in
putting
real
out
time
was
with you
So
as
he's-
Sky
fire.
Fox is over the scene here
what
on
he's doing.
I-10
Okay.
eastbound, as this was, according to police, a traffic hazard where a member of the constable's unit tried to initiate a traffic stop because they saw something that was potentially a traffic hazard, making things dangerous. And when they tried to initiate that traffic stop, that is when the driver of the semi, according
Was
to
he
Sheriff Gonzalez, led
American?
police on a chase. But he
That's
was deliberate by saying that it was at a low rate of speed. Nevertheless, officers were able to use spike strips. And if you look at the very front portion of the 18-wheeler, you can see down to the rim, bare. But we also continue to see some more information being given
Yep.
to us because of that.
Kimberly. Sorry,
press
you're right.
conference
I
from
never
Sheriff
saw
Eddie
where he shot
Gonzalez, and
anybody.
I
Or
believe Heather
pulled a
Abigail
gun.
is
She's got some more information we're hearing
What I
about
want to
the
know is
suspect,
where is the
Abigail?
hazmat team to clean up all that diesel fuel?
Yes, Heather.
Yeah,
So
because
we
he's
can't really
flat
speak to
on
his
the
mental
frame
state,
now.
but as for his
Oh, okay, let
physical
me check it
state,
out.
I was just talking to a sergeant
Thanks.
here. I was wondering, if he's still alive, and the sergeant says that he is indeed alive at this point. Nothing has gone out on the radios indicating that our suspect has died during this altercation because, we did have those projectiles fired, and while they were non-lethal, you never know how something like that can end up. And just being in this
against the tire. And so
Maybe they didn't want to show them. They didn't want to show that part. They were walking right up, and then they switched the camera. ABC 13 has a little bit of a delay, but there you can see it again. Bring the K9.
The K9 unit is here.
Coming up on the other
They're
side.
Moving in now. Let's see what
They're
happens.
shooting.
I'm not sure. Are they shooting? Are they shooting inside
ABC
there?
13.
It looks as though that they may
Oh.
be using dummy bullets. There goes the dog. They pulled the dog.
Why
there.
didn't they
Now the
do that
dog is
before they
inside.
tore the fucking truck
This is
apart?
coming to an end
No
now.
kidding.
finally.
Kidding.
Let's see if the dog. As soon as the dog
Get
does
full
get
screen. Let's
stayed
get full
here
screen.
with the driver, then you'll see there the officers are going in now.
Damn.
Again, we don't know whether the driver is conscious. They're going to try to go in from the driver's side. I'm going to pull back a little bit here because we don't know exactly what's going to happen. Is he hanging on? Can't tell, but it looks as though they're
Yeah.
having difficulty getting him out.
Well,
of
if
the
he's
cab.
slow rolling,
Once
he
they
may
get
have
him
been
out, we'll see if
unconscious.
he is actually conscious. I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what they said. It was he
They
was
switched
slow
it now.
rolling. Is why they
Donna,
initiated
as you
the
pull
truck
back,
stop.
I know this is a very
Let's stay here.
sensitive
It'll be
situation,
interesting
so
to
we're
find out
trying
because
to
anything
make
could
sure
have
that we
happened.
don't
He
show
could have had a
anything
stroke.
that
It could have been
might be
something
too
with
sensitive for folks
diabetes.
at home.
The
But again,
fact
we
that the
just
tire's
saw
still
the
rolling
K9
could mean he had
went
cruise control
inside
on
the
and he
vehicle,
passed
the
out.
18-wheeler here, to try to
Talk
gain
about
control of the
excessive force
suspect
if
that
it
has been
comes down to
refusing
that.
to get out for the
Damn, bro.
past almost 4 hours here now as we almost start the 4 o'clock newscast. But
Kimberly,
it's
he
just a
could be
very
the
crazy,
damn
intense situation
truck
that none of us really have
cruise
ever
could
seen.
still
So
be
here
on.
with me now is
Yep.
Erica Simon.
That's why
Erica,
the
I'm
damn
sure you've been
tires are
watching
still
this unfold as
spinning.
well. It's just astonishing to see this type of situation going on.
Unbelievable. You and Nick have been doing a great job of breaking everything down live as it's unfolding. We want to
You
remind
got almost
you
a
there is
dozen
delay. Obviously, as
armed
Myra
people
and Nick
on
have been emphasizing,
the running
we have,
boards of that truck.
we
I
don't know
guarantee
how
you
this is
he's
going to
either
end. So we
A,
do have a
dead
delay
or
to make
B,
sure we don't
unconscious
see
still.
anything drastic or dramatic or tragic. So this is a whole tactical operation that's been going on for
Yeah, they
hours.
still
Y'all have
can't
been
pull him
through
out.
most of it and walking our viewers through it. And we have no idea what's going on with the driver, right? It's the holidays. We don't know if, he's stressed out. We don't know if it, as Don said, if there's, drugs involved in terms of how stoic he was. We just
But
simply don't know. But
is
what
that
we
him?
can tell you and what we are seeing
Was
is
he
the
having a
truck in the
diabetic
cab
coma?
being canine's involved
It
now.
said
And also,
another summary
Is that
says
him literally
tactical
pulling him
units
out? He doesn't want to come out?
Yeah, and it looks like
Damn!
there's a few
Oh my God!
of the SWAT deputies
What the
inside
heck?
now. Can't tell what they're doing at this point, but we did see the canine go in, and I believe I saw the canine come back out just a few seconds ago. But they're tearing apart
Wow.
this cab and
Wow.
also
Zoom
just
the
trying
hell
to get.
in. I want to see what nationality he
Were
is.
you saying something? Were you able to see what they're doing?
I was going to say, it appears as though
They're
that
pulling
he
him
is
out.
resisting.
And also just trying to get this person out. Don, were you saying something? Were you able to see what they're doing?
I was going to say, it appears as though
They're
that
pulling
he
him
is
out.
resisting.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah,
goodness.
Still
they've got
fighting?
him on the ground, and
Yeah, he took
appears
a
to be
hard fall, too.
conscious. Let me pull out just a little bit here while we get this under control. But they have finally got him out, and it appeared as though that he was conscious and holding on, not wanting to get out. I did notice that the canine spent an enormous amount of time in there, which tells me that he was resisting the canine as well. So at least they've got him on the ground and out of the tractor of this 18-wheeler.
That's telling me that's a foreign national
He-
who's
he's
scared to
hard.
be
We'll have to see
deported.
now exactly
Yeah.
what happens next. Obviously, they're going to handcuff him if he is conscious, because they don't, and they're going to have to search him as well while he's on the ground.
All right.
That's telling me he's a foreign national with him resisting that
Okay.
way.
Well, that tells there's a couple of things I wanted to point out that's just interesting on that is that it looked like they had a Spanish speaking person out there negotiating with him from when we first started talking, whenever there was a translator. Here is another one that we kind of got wound up into this going overtime and stuff, but thanks, Kimberly.
Nothing like a little drama to end the year.
Yeah. Whoops, that's the wrong one. This looks like helicopter footage, so there's no. But it was about as zoomed in as you could get, I guess, from a helicopter when they drug him out. It's weird when there's no sound.
Yeah, it looks like they're standing him up now.
Oh, there is that him?
Yeah.
Oh no, that's another officer. They've already got him out right there, though, don't they?
Yep.
I can't tell from there. He looks like he might have got beat up a little bit. Face is all red. So.
That's still a damn far fall out of the damn cab. I promise you, it's still about 4 foot.
Yeah.
Well, at least they're taking him to the hospital.
Yeah, I figured they'd take him to the hospital, but yeah, they're not really telling
Well,
much
after
on
the
it other
canine
than-
got hold of him.
Well, that'll make. I've
you
never
know-
seen watching all these cop shows. You don't. Wow, it's amazing at how many people will not give up from being tasered, will not give up from having a gun pointed at them, but as soon as they release that dog, them people are on the ground giving up. Don't let the dog bite me, you know. So I mean,
yep,
I've
he's a
seen
bloody
bunch of 'em.
mess.
Yeah, he's a bloody mess. I would say I bet he doesn't do that again, but it wouldn't surprise me, you know.
10 to 1, he's not from America.
Yeah.
Which is a popular thing going on nowadays. But you know what? That's a good way to end the show tonight.
That is a good way to end the show. So,
I'm going to tell you what, folks. We've had a hell of a year.
Very much so.
And we're hoping next year will be better.
I'm hoping so.
It's going to be entertaining for sure, if nothing else.
It's like in the movie The Shawshank Redemption. You got to have hope.
Yep.
You know,
definitely got to have hope.
Right before he escaped.
Well, from all of us to all of you, we love you. We pray for you. And we'll see you next year.
We will see you next year. And I had to put up this from Ross because I guess our year did end better than that guy's year. So,
yep. And just remember, sometimes in life, you just got to say, truck it.
Truck it. Y'all have a good New Year's Eve, and we will see you the day after New Year's.
See you next year.
Yeah.